All right, thanks for joining me on this lesson about working with improper fractions. So up to this point, we've been dealing with proper fractions, and we're going to see what happens when our fraction represents a number that's bigger than 1. So this you're likely familiar with. We have a proper fraction, 3/4. So our numerator tells us how many pieces we have, and the denominator tells us how many pieces the whole is. So you can see here we've got a pizza on the right. It's been cut into 4 pieces and 1 piece has been missing. So what we have left over is 3 out of 4 pieces in total. And a proper fraction is when your numerator is less than the denominator, because that's saying that this pizza is less than a full pizza. And that's a proper fraction. But we'll come across situations where we have an improper fraction. So in this case, we have 2 pizzas, but we don't have 2 full pizzas. We have 1 full pizza, all 4 pieces intact. And then we have a second pizza where we only have 3 out of the 4 pieces remaining. So altogether, out of the pizzas that have been cut into 4 slices, we have 7 pieces in total. 2 pizzas, 7 pieces in total. So your numerator tells us how many pieces we have, and then denominator is telling us how many pieces has the pizza been cut into. So we got 4 cuts. An improper fraction is where the numerator is bigger than the denominator, and it's because we have more than 1 pizza. So you're going to have situations where you will convert improper fractions to what we call a mixed number. So that's where we kind of pull out an integer. You can see down here, we have them saying, oh, well, there's 1 full pizza, so why write it as a fraction when you can just say there's 1 pizza and 3/4 of a pizza? That's what a mixed number is saying. So how to get to a mixed number, you have to divide the numerator by the denominator. So in this case, we have 7 divided by 4, which gives us 1, right? 4 only goes into 7 once, not twice. But we have a remainder of 3. You have a remainder of 3. So how you end up rating it is that answer, you get 7 divided by 4 equals 1. That answer, that full number, comes out to the front. And then you have your remainder on top and the number you divided by on the bottom. So this formula, definitely have a look at this as you're working through problems and go, okay, so I divide the numerator by the denominator. The answer I get is the full integer in the front. My remainder goes in the numerator, and then I keep my denominator as the same. Okay, so let's see how this one goes. We have 8/5. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 divided by 5. 5 goes into 8 once. Our numerator always stays the same. And then how many pieces do we have left over? Well, we have a remainder of 3. 11/10, we divide 11 by 10. Our denominator, stays the same. We bring out our 10 goes into 11 once, so we have this one here, and then we have a remainder of 1. Do another one here. Whoops. 4 divided by 6, so 4 goes into 6 once. Our 4 remains the same, and then we have 2 left over, 2 remainder. And here we have 14/9. 9 goes into 14 once. Denominator stays the same. And then we can count up 5 remaining. Okie dokie, let's check our answers. Let's see. 1/3/5, 1/1/10. Ooh, look at this. So they actually reduce the fraction further, which is a good idea always. I thought about that. And here we have 1/5 left over. So we can go one way. We can convert improper fractions to whole numbers. But sometimes you'll be asked to go the other way. So you may have to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. And the first thing you have to do is multiply the whole number by the denominator. So in this case, we have this pizza cut into thirds. Okay. So we're going to multiply the 2 pizzas by the 3, and we get 6. Then all you have to do is add that to the numerator. So 6 plus 1 is 7, and your answer ends up being 7 over 3. So we'll look at this here. First thing you do is I'll rewrite it and show the steps. You want to multiply the 2 and the 3. That gives you 6. Then you want to add it to the denominator. 6 plus 1 equals 7. While it's said to multiply the full number by the 3, just note that the denominator in your answer doesn't change. It just gives you the value of the numerator. So your denominator always stays the same. And we have multiplied our full number or integer by the denominator, and we added 1. So we end up getting 7 over 3. That one you want to practice a little bit. Just note that the denominator doesn't change. Okay. Couple examples. So now we want to do 1 over 4, 3. We know our denominator is not going to change, so I'm just going to go ahead and write that. So in order to get the numerator, we have to do 1 times 4, which is 4, plus 3, which is 7. And we're done. Let's try this next one. 5, 4 over 7. So you have to multiply 5 by 7 to get 35. Plus 4 equals 39. And we end up getting 39 all over 7. This next one, we want to multiply 3 by 5. 3 times 5 equals 15. And then we're going to add our 2. It's 17. So we have 17 all over 5. All right, let's see. 7 over 4. 39 over 7, right? We multiplied our 1 by our 4 plus our 3 to get 7 on top. Note the numerator or denominator does not change. 5 times 7 is 35 plus the 4 is 39. Denominator remains the same. Same instance here. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17 over 5. Denominator stays the same. And that's all. So I hope you found this intro lesson to be informative. I would take the time to write out those formulas let's see here. I like doing the mixed, oops, that's not an M. Geez Louise. Mixed to improper. You take your integer. I'll just make up some fraction here. Multiply integer. That's a full number. Integer means a full number. Then add product, right? Whenever we multiply things together, they're called products. That gives you your new numerator. Denominator stays the same. Okay, and when going from improper to mixed. Okay, so we have something like 7 over 4. Excuse me for 1 second here. Okay, we go 7 all over 4. Sorry for the pause, I got a little bit distracted. So 7 over 4, you're going to ask yourself, how many times does 4 go into 7? I'm going to call it the denom. Go into the num for short. Our answer here is 1. So essentially do 7 divided by 4 equals 1 with a remainder of 3. So your answer becomes a new integer. Your remainder becomes the numerator, and your denominator stays the same. So I hope you found that to be informative. Stay tuned for more lessons.